All right, good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Steve.
Good evening, Mr. Brian. I welcome you. Thank you for making it up to us. We really appreciate you. I welcome every participant here. You can see Miss Fumi, Mr. Joseph, Mr. Fumilayo, and everyone. I really appreciate your presence here. So I'll be introducing our guest, special guest, in person of Mr. Brian. Brian is a fingerstyle guitar player and a teacher from Sydney, Australia. He's an avid writer, and he borders on how music and mental goes hand in hand. He gives practical lessons from his life story in order to help other musical artists, those who are falling into depression and anxiety, and he gives them a beacon of hope and renewal. And he also anchors programs in workshop, aiming at helping musicians to passionately pursue their long life dreams without sacrificing their mental health. I need drop an emoji for him, please. All right, thank you for making it up to us, sir. We really appreciate it, and I acknowledge the presence of our CEO of the exclusive musical innovation, in person of Mr. Angel Akpan. Now, we are moving to the introduction and the opening speech, which will be given by the CEO of this organization, in person of Mr. Akpan Angel.
Thank you so much, Steve. We have to have you. As you all know, music is life. Music is all we have as musicians, I say, and it's the gift of God, given by God, free gift of God to humanity, and for our best use. All the time, music has been a major tool for development and for mind building, and it is essential that we look into the power, efficacy, and the I won't say magic, but the mystery behind quality music and its effect in humans. So over the time, as a team, as an organization, we have been actively involved in preaching the gospel of quality music and its impact in our society. So on which this month's edition of Innovation Series is not an exception, as we dive into the efficacy of the mind. That's the power of the mind, and relating to music. And as musicians, as music enthusiasts, as people, as a person who is passionate about music, how your mind should work, even as probably you are here and you are not just a music listener, how your mind should work, how you think, and when issues arise, how you carry it, how creative. Right. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming around as we begin this webinar. Thank you so much, Mr. Steve. Over to you.
All right, thank you so much for that beautiful speech, sir. We really appreciate it. And others joining, Miss Afeni, you are welcome, and Miss Adeleye, if I'm correct, you are welcome, and okay, sir, Mr. Brian, the stage is up to you, sir. You are welcome.
All right. Can you hear me now? Is that better? Yeah, hopefully that's better. Yeah, excellent. All right, so as I was saying, thank you, Mr. Stephen, and we connected about a month ago, and I remember when you told me about this exclusive music organization, what you stand for, your passion for music and music education, not just in your country, but all around the world for kids. I wanted to do this, and I really appreciate you. For me, music has given me so much opportunity to meet so many wonderful people, especially when it comes to my students and their parents, their families. With a lot of my students and a lot of kids these days, they are struggling because social media is a big problem. The world is changing so quickly, and to help believe that value to give to this world, and that's what music has done for me. Growing up, I struggled to find something that I could give to this world. I would sport maybe. I try to study as much as I can, and I studied okay, but I didn't know whether I had something to give to this world, and that's when music became a way for me to share my story, my life with other people, and to hear other people's life story as well. And it gave me the chance to meet my music heroes. So, sometimes it's music education, but making sure that we take care of everyone's mental health at the same time. I hope that not just in Nigeria, that around the world, we have organizations like your organization recognizing just how powerful this can be. And whoever you teach, they don't have to be professional musicians. It doesn't matter. Of course, if they want to, that's amazing, but they don't have to be. I just hope that music schools, music education, everyone's here, we all connected because of music. That's probably our first language. So that's the language that connects all of us together. I remember this one time I was in Japan. This was 2 years ago, and there was this person playing some music on the street. He couldn't speak English, and my Japanese is not very good. I can only say hello and goodbye, good morning. And he just started playing guitar, and then he said, and I said, hey, can I play? And then we started playing guitar together. We did not speak at all, but we just played songs together. I took a solo. We were playing some jazz songs. It was amazing, and it reminded me, we run around the world. The one thing I do want to do for you tonight, for this morning, tonight for me, for you this morning for me, is to play you some songs in a moment, if that's okay. But I do want to tell you all that no matter what happens in the future, because I know you're all, I have a few friends in Nigeria, and I hear that the music education community, music community is growing, and that's really exciting for me. We actually have a small African community here in Sydney as well. Every year we have this African festival, and I go to it with my girlfriend, and everyone's playing music. They're playing the drums, they're playing the bongos, the congas, they're singing, they're dancing. It's beautiful. If any of you come to Sydney in the future, please give me okay. I'll take you to this festival. And you can work out if the food is authentic as well. I tried. It was very spicy. I loved it, but you can if it's authentic. Yeah, I think it's authentic. It was very lovely, and they're singing, they're dancing. And you told me how you organize these choirs, especially for kids. I have a friend who's a teacher at a church in Nigeria, and he's a choir leader. Hearing these choirs, these kids, they're singing American Grace, they're singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, these classic songs. It was, this community, they've migrated from Africa to Australia for a better opportunity, but they're also sharing their culture, their story, their background through music. And that's one thing. That's the mental health education is important, but I think the most important thing is for the world, every other country, is to share their culture, where they come from, what their ancestors are like. I'm 27 years old now, and I'm starting to listen back to my generation, my heritage. My mum's from Vietnam, my dad's from China, and I'm listening to their music. I'm listening to the music of my grandparents, my heritage. Of course, I love rock and roll, I love jazz, I love pop music, I love Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder. And my memory and my culture helps me understand where I come from a bit more as well. It's one thing, a very important thing that music can do. You can share your culture, your story, the tough moments that your family had to go through, the sacrifices, and what your country stands for. You can continue doing that. I've learned in the short time I've known Akpan and talked to him. He's told me about why music is so respected, and he's so passionate about music in Nigeria. If we build music around the world, the more opportunities it gives people, and the more opportunities we have, and when people start to belong, that they feel like they belong in this world. That's my story for today. And I really hope that I've given you all something to take away. And I wish I was there. I'd be there with you all to work together. Of course, we can work virtually. It's the beautiful thing about the internet today, modern world. And I'd like to play a song called Imagine by John Lennon. I think some of you might know this song. I think that might be quite a fitting song I did think I might play 2 songs, but let's see how this one goes. This is Imagine by John Lennon. I'll move the mic so you can see my face. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You can say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join, and we will be as one.
Something of a basic, of a simple thing. You saw it as a tool to change people's lives, to touch people's lives, and you saw it as a universal language to connect to people. I really gained from that, and I'm really intrigued by your stories. And anyways, I want to leave a room for people. What's your perspective on what you have said so far, what you have gained, what you have learned, and how you are going to put it in action? Anyone, please. Okay, we move on from that. I saw that music was a tool, and it acknowledges human emotions, and it can be used to touch people's life, to change people's life, and that's a really good point for me. Now we move to the question and answers session. Does anyone have a question for Mr. Brian?
I've been trying to raise my hand, but it seems my network here is not displaying that. Okay. Can everyone hear me? Okay. Yeah. I have 2 things to do before I give the closing remark. I have a question. Yeah, and more of just listening to what Mr. Brian has said. Okay, so I would say this is not an accusation moment, but really thank you, Mr. Brian, for the great words tonight. I've always known Mr. Brian to be someone that is so direct and so strict with his words, and I love something about him, the way he pours out himself. I really can see that again tonight. And you mentioned about music being a universal language, and really, I could imagine how I got to know Mr. Brian. The mindset I had really was, okay, he's a musician, I'm a musician, then kaboom. That's just the perspective I have. Once I meet a musician, I see it as kaboom, and then we can get to interact, we can get to talk, we can get to share values. I don't know if it's that way in every other career, but when it comes to music, when it comes to music, probably a music teacher, a music performer, a musician, whatever, I believe something as us together, which is music. I wanted to ask Mr. Brian, I've been following your posts on LinkedIn and every other social media platform, and you shared the story about how even while playing music, while performing music, you enjoyed it, but deep down you faced depression, and you also faced something that looks like low self-esteem. So I want to imagine, I want to ask, in that kind of feat of excellence, of applause, around, and people giving you acknowledgement and saying you're doing well. But within you, it looks like you're fighting a battle. How did you overcome all this as a musician, and how did music actually help you overcome this? If it was music that actually helped you to overcome it? Yeah.
Well, that's it's interesting. I found that you say that you asked how I overcame that. I'm not sure if I've overcome it yet. I've found ways to manage and get through, if that is the short answer. But the one thing that for a long time as a musician, all I cared about was being the best technical musician. Like, as in, I just wanted to be the best guitar player. I wanted to learn these guitar techniques and be a good performer. And when I was teaching early in my career, I just wanted to teach good music theory and teach my student how to play the guitar as a good player. I never saw the benefits outside of the classroom. I didn't realize that there's a story with music. I didn't realize that you could do other things in music. I thought you either be a performer or you be a teacher or a songwriter. So I only had this one vision. So, and that was like my depression. When you have deep, severe depression, it makes you think that life is hopeless. There's no hope. There's no reason to live. When you have anxiety, it makes you worry about all the worst things that can happen in your life. And it's very hard to stop that, because that's the only thought you have. Excuse me. And when I was teaching and performing, I didn't really care about the people. I just cared about playing well. So when my depression started becoming more severe in 2022-23, that's when I had to change the way that I speak, and also try to change the way that I treated my depression. With my depression, all I was thinking about was bad things in my life, the negative things. I had to remind myself there's a lot of good things in my life. You have to have good things and bad days, good days, bad days. You can't just have good days. You can't just have bad days as well. For me, I felt every day was a bad day. I wanted every day to be balanced. So when I slowly started to understand that, that's when I realized with music, there are things that I didn't see with music. One of the first things is that you can make mistakes. You don't have to play every note perfect. When you're practicing learning a song, you just keep trying your best. You keep trying your best. And one of my friends and one of my teachers used to say, there's always a next song. If you don't play one song well, you just play the next song. Or if I make a mistake, if I miss a note, if I play the wrong note, I just try to play the right note, next one. If I play one song badly or not as well, I just play the next song and try to do better. And that's, I guess, in a very simple way, that's what life is about. You try to get better every day. And if you didn't have a good day, that's okay. And so to try to answer your original question on how to overcome it, I guess I just try to keep things simple. When I was deep in my depression, I overcomplicated everything. Just like with music, it's very, very easy to overcomplicate music theory. At the end of the day, you just need a good melody and a good rhythm and maybe good lyrics. That's all you need. You don't need to learn all these extra crazy music scales. It's nice to, but you don't have to, right? So when I started realizing you need to have a balance, that's when I learned, okay, well, I don't just have to talk about music theory or guitar technique. I can tell the story of the song. Story of Imagine by John Lennon. He wants peace in this world. This was during the Civil War in the 1960s. He wanted to share this message of peace, his dream for the world. 50 years later, that song is 55 years old, and people are still using that song as their dream. I hope someday everyone will join us as the world will be as one. What a great lyric that is. Songs like other songs, like I listened to Michael Jackson, Change the World. That's one of my favorite songs. Stevie Wonder, when he plays a song So Duke, it's just about everyone dancing together, with the groove, and just spending time together, sharing this one thing we all love. So I'm still on my way to recovery from my depression, but because of music, it's helped me keep things simple. And most importantly, it's helped me open up and connect with a lot more people now. When I talk to my students, their parents, my family, my friends, I try to be honest. I open up. I don't just talk about music. I talk about life. I talk about journeys. I talk about time. And music has allowed me to have that opportunity. So I hope that answers your question. I talked a little bit long there, but I hope that gives you an answer.
I really thank you so much. That was insightful. You mentioned something that actually struck my heart. You mentioned you don't always have good days, you don't have bad days come at a time. Really, that's true. It's just it's something of the mind. The way you structure your mind. Personally, I see every situation as a phase. I see it as a stage, and this is not trying to be spiritual, but as a Christian, I read so much stories in the Bible, and I know for sure, and there's this word I go so strong that it's just like a phrase I wrote for myself that it is just not for a moment, just for a moment. There's this grace made available in Christ that gives liberation, that gives deliverance, and for me personally, it's been a leverage that whenever apart from music now, apart from every other thing, every time I feel so burdened, so heavy, it turns out that I can easily go back to the one I believe, and the one I know is able to do exceedingly above all things. Jesus Christ, speak to me, and really everything gets better from there. So and coming back to this webinar, really, to all our audience and to everyone that has taken their time patiently to join us tonight, really, I'm so glad. Mr. Brian actually did something. He actually broadened the scope of this discussion from just innovation, thinking deep, bringing out things, and going to the roots of actually thinking deep. If you are not in your right mind, and really, I tell you, the mind may not imagine, the mind may not actually be productive. So thank you so much, Mr. Brian, for the support tonight. Thank you for sharing your story. On behalf of my team, on behalf of the board of directors of the Exclusive Music Organization, I really say thank you so much for making our time tonight. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you for this opportunity, and I hope that I've helped you a little bit tonight. And in the future, keep working. One day, if I come to Sydney, come to Australia, and I'll come to Nigeria as well.
Yeah, I'll be expecting you to Nigeria. Okay. So the audience, you can check the in-call messages. I dropped the link to Mr. Brian's LinkedIn profile. You can connect with him on LinkedIn. I dropped the link. Yeah, ready? And also, Mr. Steven, just can you do us a favor? Just kindly go to new Facebook page and copy the link, then drop it on LinkedIn call message. So we have a new Facebook page. Please do not follow us. And also, I'm just going through the chat and get to see. I saw Mr. Afe Ajuagbe. He was on the call. I think he left a few minutes ago. So he's currently the board chairman for the Exclusive Music Organization. So our other announcements. And also, please, I need someone to copy the link to the Innovative group. Please drop it in the comment message. Yeah. So I see Ogunfunmi Darasimi. Yeah, you're welcome. Mr. Darasimi. Mr. Darasimi is my good friend. And he has been the developer behind most of our work here at DMA. Thank you so much. And I see my friend Robbis, and yeah, thank you for coming around. And I believe many of our officials has been introduced at the beginning of this webinar. But come on, let me see introduce Mr. Joseph, the Vice President of this organization, Mr. Mikele, and Mr. Steve, the moderator. So, for my final notes tonight, I would say thank you so much, everyone, for coming around. I believe a little here, a little there, makes mind the ocean actually. They say a little drop of water, but for us, I would say little of words here, little of words there, little of actions here and there. Come on, it gives us the innovation, gives us the great fit we are looking for. Maybe it doesn't have to come at once. Steady and focused and consistent. I believe we get there. So to every builder here, to every creator here, to everyone that is looking out to build out something, even in this space, in this generation, I want to tell you that you are doing a great job, and we are out there making Africa great. And really, at DMO, our slogan is only DMO along with Africa, make Africa great again. So till next month, where we get to meet again for another edition of innovation series. I'll say thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming around. Please do us follow Mr. Brian, connect with him on LinkedIn and also DMO. So over to you, Mr. Steve. So you can just do the benediction and then we will answer for today.
Okay. All right, sir. Thank you. Thanks for the question and answer session as we brought to a close. And so we thank you, sir. Thanks for making it up to us. Thanks for everyone for joining. We really appreciate your presence.